Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, yay. Come on, man. Make sure don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. What's wrong with you? All right. Take us with you on the go on our mobile app. All right. So whatever platform, wherever you get your apps from, whether it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Wars, Woolworths, Weebolts, Gold Blast. It doesn't matter where you get your apps from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. If you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us this favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Put it there next to Netflix, Apple Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Prime, Disney, Stars, Paramount Plus. Put us right next there, right next to all the big boys. You can watch us on the big screen. Hell, run a big screen, right, Mickey, Vicky, now. Ooh. Now you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, CHI at Sports Zone Shy. If you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram, follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or a mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock says, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check out the chat because it is jumping already. Jumping like crazy. Let's see. My man, Junior Armando Emeterio. Lara. Junior's in the house. He says, good morning, all. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Rashad Wall said, what's up? On a hump day, sports owners. Cornelia Squall said, what up? Sports owners, Lavette Lee. Hops in. She's saying, happy hump day, y'all. I like it. I like it a lot. Mr. Shorty's in the house. Good morning, Mr. Shorty. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. As I say that, who checks in? Black Diamond's in the house. Good morning, buddy. How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. We got some basketball. Mr. Shorty, thank you very much. He says, top of the morning, Shawn. Top of the morning and the best of the rest of the day to you, sir. If in case you didn't know how that Irish greeting went. Oh, man, we got a great show at 10 o'clock. My man, Coach T, is going to join us. And we're going to talk a lot of Bears football. I'm excited. We had a good conversation on Monday. We're going to talk about the Bears a little more in depth with Coach T. They're already out in London. Ryan Poles has addressed the media already. We're going to talk about that breaking news. He's told us what to expect from them and who's going to be playing, who's not going to be playing. I mean, we got some news on someone who's not going to be playing. A defensive star will not be playing in London. So kind of a bummer, but hey, what are you going to do? It is a rough sport. It is a violent sport. Whoever coined the phrase football is a contact sport was greatly incorrect. They are wrong big time. Football is not a contact sport. Basketball is a contact sport. All right, football is a collision sport. Big difference. Big difference. And due to the fact that it's a collision sport, there's going to be attrition. There are going to be guys who get hurt just because of the nature of the game, maybe the way that some people play. So you got to have the next man up, next man ready, and I think the Bears are in a good spot with their depth, especially regarding this particular person. No one can replace him, but they're in a good position. So 10 o'clock, Coach T is going to join us. Man, I'm fired up. It's going to be good, man. If you know anything about Coach T is one of those guys that I love talking to. He's a football guy. And we're going to get into the schematics and a lot about what Shane Waldron's doing, what Caleb's doing. Yeah, good stuff. So make sure you tune in at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Central Time. I don't know where you guys are watching from, but 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 Eastern. Coach T is going to join your boy, and we're going to talk Bears. But anyway, guys, you know how we do. Let's get right to it. That's not why we got to play games. Let's get right to it. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? We had a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of Chicago sports yesterday, but where we're starting here, baby, basketball is back. I like that kind of party, baby. Yeah. And it was with a dub. We started off with the dub. I like it. The Bulls travel to the land, beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 116-112. Kobe White led the way with 21 points. Nikola Vucevic, Mr. Walking double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Josh Giddey, the newly acquired Josh Giddey, 11.7 assists. I like what he was doing yesterday. And the youngster, the rookie, Matas Bucelis, the kid from Hinsdale. Nice game from him. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Let me tell you something. I was impressed. I was impressed, and here's why. The moment did not look too big for him. He looked like he'd been waiting for this moment for a long time, and he did not disappoint. He did not disappoint. Let me tell you, this young kid when he gets some meat on his bones, watch out. Watch out. If you saw that game yesterday, there was one point where he was going to the hole. He was about to flush it, and he just lost control. And I was like, oh, snap. He's going to flush that sucker. And then there was another point. They got a break a steal. They tossed it up to him. He cocked it back and rocked that rim. And was he 19 years old? This kid is good. This kid is good. Just need to get some meat on his bones. And let me tell you, this kid, he could be once he hits the weight room, he reminds me a lot of Lauri Markkanen. Although a little more athletic Lauri Markkanen when Lauri came in the league. Remember how good Lauri was. And then every year you saw him getting bigger and stronger. He kept getting hurt. And that was the issue. That was the issue with Lauri Markkanen here. He got hurt. They didn't develop him properly. And now he's an all-star in Utah. Man. Shawn said, Plank is in the house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. But Shawn says this kid is a freak of nature. Yeah, he is. He's got crazy handles. And, man, this kid, the Bulls might have got themselves one. I think those were Stacey's exact words last night. The Bulls got them one. This kid is young. He's talented. He's got a little bit of edge, got a little moxie, a little attitude toward him. And I like it. Not cocky by any stretch. Confident in his abilities. Confident in his belief in himself. I like it. I like it a lot. The next top of the morning topic, speaking of Lauri Markkanen, he was in the house yesterday as the Blackhawks opened up their season with a 5-2 loss in the inaugural game for the Utah Hockey Club. What? Yes, it is the Arizona Coyotes franchise that was relocated to Utah, to Salt Lake City, and Lauri Markkanen brought out the first puck. He's Finnish, and all 6'7", 6'8" of him yesterday was brought out the puck for puck drop. Man, he was skating on them. It was on them ice skates like he was 5'11", 6 feet. He was, man, smooth. But I mean, you grew up in Finland, you're going to be playing hockey, I would imagine. But unfortunately, our boys couldn't get it done. They opened the season with the L. They fall to the Utah Hockey Club. Peter Mrazek stopped 24 of 25 shots. Tavo. I was trying to say his first and last name together. Tavo Teravainen. He scored the first goal for the Hawks. Captain Nick Foligno scored the second goal. Connor Bedard assisted on both of those goals. Seth Jones had an assist, and Peter Vlasic had another assist in the 5-2 loss. It was historic. Okay, it was historic. I guess the answer to the trivia question will be who scored the first goal in Utah history, and it was Dylan Guenther scored the first goal in the first period. They did it up right, man. They did it up right. They really had it was red carpet. It was on ESPN. They really did it up for this franchise. They had one of the owners of the franchise out there, brought his family out, and he was talking. He said, hey, he said, Utah has something now. All right. He goes, they got tons. He goes, 7 million people come there, go skiing. He said, so he'd love to get a couple of them off the mountain and into their new arena. Where did they play? That's a good question. Is it the Delta Center? Yeah, I think it's no, they're in Salt Lake. Yes. They did play in the Delta Center. Yeah. So it was great to see. Unfortunately, our boys could not come out with the dub. That was unfortunate. Yeah. See who else we got in here. Anyone new check in? Blank. It looks like someone might have. I didn't see him. Maybe someone said salute to King Booker World, but I didn't see King Booker World check in yet. He'll check in eventually. I presume he always does. He checks in. He's a regular. He's one of the faithful ones. But anyway, yeah, Blackhawks fall 5-2, and that hurts. The Blackhawks they play Friday at Winnipeg. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on the flagship 7:20 a.m. Excuse me. Yesterday was the first Hawks broadcast for the new channel. It looked pretty good. It looked pretty good. So I was somewhat impressed with the way they handled that. The new channels, it's very similar. You know, they have their studio in the United Center, and then they also have one other place, if I'm not mistaken. And it makes sense. I mean, the Bulls and the Blackhawks are two of the three teams that they cover, so why not have it there? And I wonder if they have another studio at Sox Park. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But anyway, the Hawks play Friday at Winnipeg. Great news. Great news. This happened quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't worry, Flavor Vision ain't blurry. This happened. This is on time and on budget. Next top of the morning topic, the sky. Please excuse me while I kiss the sky. The sky break ground today on their $38 million state-of-the-art facility in Bedford Park today at 9:30. It's going to have a couple of regulation-sized courts. It's going to be next to the Wintrust Sports Arena in Bedford Park. If you're saying where's Bedford Park, it's right by Midway Airport. In case you didn't know, it's on 65th and Cicero. It's just west of that. In case, for those of you who don't know, the border of one of the borders of Chicago is right there on 65th. So if you go west on 65th on Cicero, your right side of the street will be Chicago. The left side of the street will be Bedford Park. If you know the area, it's right by a little a cluster of hotels that love it because they're not in Chicago, so they don't pay Chicago city tax. There's no taxes in there. So, I mean, you're literally, across the street from the city. But it's going to be their facility. You can see one of the renderings there. There's another rendering kind of from the other angle, from the other side of it. And this is going to help. This is going to help big time. It's going to help big time for the Sky and free agency and free agents. You know, one of the reasons Kalia Copper left was because of the fact that they didn't have their own facility. They were practicing at what was the Berto Center, but it was a Deerfield Park district after the Bulls left it. And they had to share that facility with the community. Well, as much as you want to be a part of the community, you don't want to share your facility with the community like that. Like they didn't have their own locker room. They didn't have their own not the medical center, but the training room. Like all that was And I don't know when the Bulls left it, if they redid it, if they made it another room. I'm not sure. But bottom line is they had to share it with the community, and that's not really what you want if you're a pro team. You want your own facilities. You want your own space to practice. You leave your shit at the locker, in your locker, whatever you want to do. And this is great. It's technically it's not in the city. It's across the street from the city. But nonetheless, I think it's a great thing for the Chicago Sky. They're stepping up. Look, we're the third largest market in the country, and we didn't have a facility for these girls. All right, the New York Liberty had one. Phoenix had one. Connecticut had one. I want to say LA had one. And we didn't have one. And I think this is going to be huge, as I said, to attract free agents. Because how the hell can you not like Chicago? Chicago's the best city in the world, especially in the summer. Especially in the summer. So it's going to be a destination spot with Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, Camila Cardoso. This is going to be, I'm very proud. It took them, they found their spot and they went to work. They didn't. You're a damn fool. You're coming in on 10. Salute. King Booker World says salute, chat. And Shawn. And King Booker World writes, I promise I won't send a dozen roses to Camilla at that location. Oh man, that's funny. So when it breaks on the news on social media, roses have been sent every week to this facility for Camila Cardoso from a secret admirer. We'll know who it is. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, King Booker World. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. We got a couple more top of the morning topics. Let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we'll finish up with top of the morning topics and talk a little baseball. We got some baseball action that we're going to mention in top of the morning topics. We want to talk some great games yesterday and great games today. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Sensational, wasn't it, Serena? As here's Zach LaVine, he'll fire, hangs on the rim, has deflected a number of times. Next, Vucevic guides it in.
Team bonding, and
They're hoping this will give them a little stability. They're not a big team. They added some weight and some heft with some of the players that they added.
Well, and you look at Cole and Sergachev, Stanley Cup winners too. So
there's a shot, score! We've got a one-goal game as Vlasic let it go, and it ends up caroming past Connor Ingram.
This went right through Ingram. Alex Vlasic, who had a fantastic rookie season last year.
Martinez circles his own net with some speed. Jones gains some more. Bedard with a step. Bedard moves in. Bedard centering pass. That shot. Score! Bedard, playmaker to Tevinjenkins. Just what the Blackhawks needed. The top line strikes. Bedard sets it up. And it's 3-1.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the four-letter network, ESPN. Those are the Blackhawks. You saw Teuvo Teravainen with the helper from our guy, the young 19-year-old sensation, Connor Bedard. Get ready for a lot of those goals. Teravainen set up by Bedard. That's insane. That was awesome to see. Awesome. Let's see. Let's see. What's the next top of the morning topic? Next top of the morning topic, the Chicago Fire will hire former U.S. men's national soccer team coach Greg Berhalter. He's going to be their coach and director of football for the organization. The current coach, Frank Kloppis, will become the vice president of football. And it's a big step. All right. Here's why. Berhalter had a 44-17-13 record with the U.S. men's national team. They won the 2021 Gold Cup. All right. They won 2 CONCACAF National League titles, and they got to the round of 16 in the 2022 World Cup. This is there goes the warden off the CrossFit. This is a guy with a resume and a very accomplished and respected coach in the soccer world. And they got a guy with experience. Crazy. Maybe our baseball team on the South Side could learn something from this type of hire. But they went from Frank Kloppis to Greg Berhalter. Okay, good stuff on the part of the Chicago Fire. I know soccer's not a big thing here, and it's kind of a niche community. Okay, but still, it is still a team that people here in Chicago root for, and with names that they're bringing in, with a new head coach, Greg Berhalter, it's worthy of making mention about. Next top of the morning topic, Major League Baseball. All 4 series will be in action tonight. In the divisional series, both series in the American League, both series in the National League will be in action tonight. Had some good games last night. Wow. In last night's game, I don't know if you watched it. Lord have mercy. Was that awesome or what? In the National NLDS, San Diego beat the Dodgers. They're in San Diego. They beat them 6-5. They put up a 6th spot in the 5th, I want to say, to go up 6-1. And in the next inning, the Dodgers came back with a grand slam to bring it to 6-5, and that's how it stayed. Walker Buehler gave up the 6 runs, and he was pissed. And then all of a sudden, he went back out there after they hit the grand slam, and it was a different world. This is why you got to be patient. Well, you got to be patient. But the Padres got the dub in San Diego. They're looking to close out the series today. It's a best of 5, so 1st to 3. So San Diego going to have they're in San Diego again. That's why getting home court splitting those first 2 was huge, and the Padres lead it, and they go in tonight. I wonder who's pitching for them tonight. Let me see, because I wonder if it's Dylan Cease. I wonder if it's Dylan Cease, because man, that would be crazy if Dylan Cease. Oh, you know what? It's not even in the paper today because of the fact that it was so late. It got started. Let me check. See who's on the probables for tonight, because I definitely want to see who's pitching for. Yeah. Because that game, it was awesome. The atmosphere was at a fever pitch, and that's the cool thing about it. Like we love. It is tonight. LA's TBA. They don't know who's pitching for the Dodgers, but if you saw, Michael Kopech was in. Former White Sox was in yesterday. He had a nice outing. Let me double check and see what he did. I remember he didn't give up much. Yeah. 5, 6. Yeah, so he was in. He pitched the 8th inning. A clean inning. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 punch outs in that inning. Michael Kopech. This is the guy that we had a lot of problems here. Had personal problems, had developmental problems, had Tommy John problems. All right. He threw 19 pitches in that inning. 14 of them were strikes. Yeah, 14 of them were strikes. So today, again, undecided for the Dodgers. That's a TBA. To be announced later. Going up against Dylan Cease. Whew. I'm telling you, Dylan Cease he loves the White Sox more than anything. Thank you so much for trading me to the San Diego Padres to get to pitch in the postseason and to pitch against, in the National League Divisional Series in a game clinching potential game clinching game. This is what pitchers want. This is the moment that if you're starting pitcher, you want to be able to get the ball. You want to be on the bump for the game clinching game. The series clinching game, not game clinching. It's the series clinching game. You want to be on the bump. You want that ball. You want to be able to dominate. And Dylan Cease, I know he's got a 13.5 ERA just for the playoffs. But that's because he only pitched 3 1/3. Probably got rocked the last time. But that's okay. That's okay. Big time, big time, big time. And the other game that's happening, the Mets. That happened last night. The Mets beat the Phillies 7-2. New York now leads that series 2-1. Postseason is just exciting. The postseason is just exciting. And here's the crazy part is that we, Cub fans, the Sox fans, we were in the postseason a couple of years ago in 21. And look how far we've fallen. That's for starters. But nonetheless. We understand how exciting it is. The pressure that mounts with every pitch. The things I talked about on Monday. Cub fans, you remember you remember how that feeling was in 15, 16, 17. All right. You remember it all too well. I know it's 8 years ago. 8 6, 7, 8 years ago, but you remember. That was crazy. King Booker World asks, why is the Bears press conference so early? Because they're all in London. They're 6 hours ahead, 7 hours ahead of us over there. He said, never mind, I remember. That's why. That's why. But yeah, today's games are going to be fun. They're going to be fun. I'm looking forward to those. Those matchups are those matchups, a couple of those games are to decide the series. Remember, it's a 5-game series in the divisional round, 7 in the championship round. All right, so at 2:00. All right, the Guardians are at Detroit. Game 3. The series is tied at 1-1. 4:00. That game's on TBS. 4:00. You got the Phillies at the Mets. Remember, the Mets are up 2-1. That's on Fox Sports 1. And tonight at 6, the Yankees at the Royals. The Yankees are up. I mean, that series was tied 1-1. That's game 3. That game is on TBS as well. And then at 8:00 tonight, the Dodgers are at the Padres. All right, the Padres looking to close it out. That game's on Fox Sports 1. Man, that is a lot of action tonight if you're a baseball fan. I know our teams are not in it. However, this is why. And you know what? If you like baseball, definitely watch this because you get the feel. You get the feel. Just watching the game, the atmosphere is crazy. It's a full house, sold out stadium in Petco. They got their fans. Now, they're not as rabid as we are or as passionate as we are, but man, they're passionate. Got a lot of vatos down there in San Diego. Got a little crazy when Fernando Tatis hit that home run yesterday. Lord have mercy. He hit that home run. He just stood there at the plate. As soon as he got it, I'm like, damn, it's gone. And that was the guy that we traded for James Shields. Yeah. Yeah. In other sports notes, the Minnesota Lynx beat the Connecticut Sun to reach the WNBA Finals, where they will face the New York Liberty. Game 1 of the WNBA Finals is scheduled for Thursday in New York. So the Lynx and the Liberty. Liberty have been the top team all year. And so we're going to see if Minnesota with Nafisa Collier, because she had 27 points and 11 rebounds, and former Sky Guard Courtney Williams had 24 points, 7 assists. Yes. Yes. Going to be a good series. Good series. And hopefully our Chicago Sky will be back in making deep playoff runs as well. James Ford checking in. Good morning, Papa. How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. So with tonight's games, there's also a college football game tonight. Like what? Yes, there's also a college football game tonight. 6:30 on ESPN2, New Mexico State at Jacksonville State. Now, I know it's not Power 5, but you like football, you like college football, you're getting your fix early on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think college football is saying, hey, we have enough fan base where we can start adding days. Like the NFL said, fuck it. NFL owns Sunday, Monday, Thursday. NFL has some games on Saturday and later in the season. They're like, you know what? Try and stop us. Try and stop us. Thanksgiving, yeah, that's ours. Christmas, NBA, we got a triple header. So I think college football is trying to do the same thing. Like, hey, you got teams, you have fan bases, and there's a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more. There's a huge following of college football. And it could be your school, it could just be college football in general, but there's a huge following, and it's easy to see why they decided to do that. Easy to see. And plus, it gives us some football action in the middle of the week. I mean, you talk about games. Man, we got games, Papa. We got games. All right, tonight, just look at on the air TV. We got the 4 baseball games starting in the afternoon. NBA basketball, the preseason is going on. Rockets at Thunder, 7 o'clock on the NBA Network. 9:30, Warriors at Kings. You got the college football. You got hockey on TNT at 6:30 and 9. All right, we got some games, baby. We got some games. We got a lot of sports. A lot of sports. And man, Saturday, Bulls, Blackhawks, the Red Stars. Wow. It's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, you're right, King Booker World. The NFL had games on Friday this year. The Brazil game. Yep. They don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. I don't give a what? You don't give a damn. I don't give a what? It's a shorty about the locals forever, Holmes. What's up, Holmes? Oh man. But if you got to see the Bulls game last night, I was kind of fired up about it. I was kind of fired up about the Bulls game. Let's see if we get it'll help me this time. It wouldn't play last time.
Sensational, wasn't it, Sarita? As here's Zach LaVine, he'll fire, hangs on the rim, has deflected a number of times. Nick Vucevic guides it in.
Team bonding, and getting off to such a good start. Like I said, you got all these veteran guys who are accountable, like we talked about. It's just going to pay dividends.
I think it was even better with the rebound. He'll dump it back to the Sumo. Yet Darius couldn't enjoy the Paris festivities as much as he would have liked. In Stockton, he's on a 2-way contract for a season at Duke. Zealous now, twist inside.
Brad, you don't need to see it.
I need to see it.
You don't need to see it.
You'll be seeing it.
Was it a twerk off? Was it one of those deals? I got to see this.
There was I'm happy to report there was not a single twerk. Boy, wears the green shoes out here tonight as Bernard steps back. His shot is blocked as Phillips got a piece of it. Phillips dunks.
Those clips courtesy of Bally Sports. Let me tell you, man, that was fun. That was fun watching those youngsters run up and down the court. That was fun watching those guys play defense. That was fun. That was fun. All right, you had some guys showing out. You had some guys. They played 15 guys yesterday. All right, you had Taylor Horton Tucker, young man from Simeon, who got a contract as well. Also, Marcus Liberty's nephew, Marcus Liberty. I can't remember his name. Liberty Freedom. His nephew is coming back from overseas. I want to say Turkey, and he's getting a contract with the Bulls as well. Matas Buzelis looked really, really, really good. A lot of those youngsters look good. A lot of these youngsters want to play, and you're going to see a lot of them. This is the cool part. A lot of these guys are going to be in the Windy City Bulls. So I would suggest, I would think and imagine that the Windy City Bulls might have a bit more of a robust turnout this year. Have a lot more games with bigger crowds, because a lot of the players you saw last night are going to be on the Windy City Bulls. And if they're going to give you that type of action, I definitely suggest you go and check those boys out, because they are. No, Ball didn't. Alonzo Ball did not play. He was going to, and then he said, "You know what? Nah. You know what? Nah." Yeah, he was a scratch, and it's understandable. Yeah, he was the DMP coach's decision. These are some of the guys. You know who I liked yesterday? Played 19 minutes. Dalen Terry, 6 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Dalen Terry, as goofy as he was and very green as he was, and kind of like a deer in headlight, long limbs, didn't really know how to use. Man, he got stronger. You could tell he was in the weight room, and this kid can play. I remember him last year making a lot of plays defensively. His athleticism was great, but now he's bringing the ball up the court. All right, Dalen Terry. All right, Jaden Smith yesterday, 6'10", 11 points, 11 boards. You know, Julian Phillips had a nice game yesterday as well. He had 9 points, 4 boards. Hayden Horton Tucker, he had 8 and 4. Io, 10 points. Sanogo, no, he played yesterday. He didn't play much because I remember seeing him on the court. I'm like, I remember that name. Chris Duarte. Chris Duarte, he played yesterday. He's a vet. Holy sheesh. He's almost 30. He's a vet. 6'6". They got a lot of guards. They have a lot of guards, and that's the thing that it's interesting. Remember we talked about that on Monday. A lot of guards. All right, you had Kobe White, Zach LaVine. Zach had 7 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. All right, but then you still got Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Josh Giddey, Io, the youngster's name, the new guy. What's his name? Stewart. We got a lot. Lonzo Ball. There's a lot. Javon Carter. All these guards that we have, it's kind of guard heavy. So I don't know how that's going to fit in the rotation. All right, because you just can't have too many guards. They're not like 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". We need some more size, I want to say. But we'll see. We'll see. A big win for the Bulls last night. I was fired up. You see, that's why I'm wearing my Bulls hat today. My Chicago shirt today. And all the good teams. I got the Bears, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Sox. You know how I feel. Cuck the Fubs. To all my scrub fans. But anyway, that was a good game. Good game yesterday. The athleticism is what really, really got me excited about this team. They said those youngsters that were playing and trying to make the squad, most of them are going to be down with the Windy City Bulls. But man, that gives me hope that you're going to come in and we're going to be able to run it up and down this court. Now we need a shot blocker. We need an athletic shot blocker. Someone like what was the dude? The young Gafford. Too bad we didn't draft Gafford. Oh yeah, we did, and we traded him. So we had people, and then we get rid of them for whatever reason. I don't know. But we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of youth. We have a lot of athleticism, and that's what gets me excited a little bit about this Bulls. I'm actually probably going to head to the game. A buddy of mine's having an outing, so I'm going to head to the game in November. A game in November. Probably hit a couple of Bulls games this year. I love Bulls games. The atmosphere is great. Remember, I told you. I know, baseball divides us, football unites, but so does basketball. Basketball unites the city as well because this is a basketball town, and we can all play basketball. Everybody can't play football, but we can all play basketball. We have a lot of ute. What's a ute? Oh, youths. Well, anyway, listen, we're going to switch gears. We're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man. My man's in them. Coach T's on the other side of the break, and we're going to talk Bears football. We're going to talk Caleb, his growth, his progression, his development. We're going to talk Shane Waldron, his development, his adaptation. And all good thing Bears on the other side of the break with Coach T. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Second down and 6. Williams play fake. Now throws wide open. It's DJ Moore, the former Carolina Panther, is in for a Bears touchdown. 34 yards. Williams to Moore.
Finally connected last week against the Rams, and this is the matchup that everyone was looking for. J.C. Horn going against DJ Moore. He thought that he was going to pass off this receiver to somebody else. Instead, everybody's playing.
Panthers must cross midfield, get to the Bears 49 for a first down. Dalton wrapped up. Down he goes. From the 47 on first down. Across midfield, it's Swift.
Nice tackle.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the boys, baby. Those are the boys on the lakefront. A couple of days ago, or 3 days ago. 3 days ago. And I liked a lot of what I saw. Okay, but enough about me. You heard me. I went on my rant on my diatribe on Monday. I want to bring in my first guest. I'm excited to have him on. I want to see what he thought of this whole scenario with Shane Waldron's play calling, with Caleb's play, with the defense's play, offensive line's play. Man, he's a good friend of the program. You can find him. He's part of coach of Chicago Bears 360. All right. You can find him on Twitter at Bears 360. Bears 360 _Coach T. Guys, it's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Coach T. Coach T, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, Shawn? Thanks for having me back, man. It's always fun, bro.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sitting there trying to get us, you know, I was posting a link to the video of my show, so we can get some more engagement for sure. But always good to be back, man. What you been up to?
Man, not a lot, man. So just watching these Bears, critiquing them, being happy as the weeks go on. But give me your thoughts. All right, I was not happy in the beginning of the season with Shane Waldron's play. Caleb had a lot of growing to do. But I've been happier as the weeks have gone on. Give me your assessment of the situation from week 1 to week 5.
Yeah, I'm in alignment with you. Very critical of Shane Waldron because going into the season, I said that on my show, as much as I've been able to do this year, that my focus would be on Shane Waldron and Simo and the rest of the coaching staff as far as getting this offense off the ground this year because, you know, we got a rookie quarterback. So managing expectation is reasonable to expect that, you know, you can't put a whole lot of it as far as, you know, weight and blame in terms of what he's able to accomplish and what he's not. So, I mean, it's only fair. But the people that are veterans in this situation is the offensive coordinator, you know what I'm saying, the O-line coach, running game coordinator. Let's not forget that. He got promoted when everybody else got fired from last season. And Coach Dre, who's there as a tight ends coach / tackles coach, right? People that remained in place. And in order for us to have success early on in this season, the focus was on Shane because he's solely responsible for having the development plan for Caleb and this offense to make sure he's a success. So the disappointment was, hey, he came out doing things that were un-Shane-like, right? And probably my biggest disappointment and my biggest criticism of Shane was hearing that it required Mercedes Lewis and a group of players to let him know that it was okay for him to coach hard. Like that right there hit me in a real personal space, right? Because you're one of 32 NFL coordinators. And I want your audience to think about this. Because when people like myself, Shawn, and others, right, criticize NFL coordinators and coaches, right? A lot of the pushback is, well, he's an NFL coordinator. You know what I'm saying? He's an NFL coordinator. Obviously, he knows better than you or more than you because he's an NFL coordinator. But let me tell you something about leadership. Let me tell you something about people skills, what they call soft skills in the corporate spaces, right? Coaching. The one thing that we shouldn't have to tell a coach at any level is it's okay to do your job, meaning hold the players accountable to doing their jobs or what they're responsible for doing. That hits at the very core of coaching. And I was pissed off to hear that it required the players to come to here and say, look, man, we need you to hold us accountable. Well, I mean, you're one of 32 NFL coordinators. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And plus you were mentioned along with other dudes as last season as a head coaching candidate, right? And so you see what happened in New York this week. It's with the Jets, where Saleh getting fired, right? You know what I'm saying? The NFL has a habit of hiring coaches that have what we call good technical skills, meaning they're proficient in X and O's, but they hire them for head coaching jobs and they don't have the requisite people skills, what we call soft skills or leadership skills, and know how to command a room full of men. Now, one last quick story on a comment is the funny thing about this, Shawn, is Jeff Ulbrich, who is the DC and New York Jets, that's taking over as a head coach.
Interim, yeah.
So watch this. We're at the Senior Bowl. We're at the Senior Bowl this past year. I think that was this year, right? February.
Yep.
We're at the Senior Bowl, and I watched Jeff. I watched Jeff and how he communicates, how he talked to the men in the room while watching Hard Knocks, the Jets Hard Knock show, and I saw that. So I'm down in the lobby of the hotel at Senior Bowl, and I saw Jeff. I ran into Jeff at the lobby, and something said, you know what I'm saying, go talk to him. Because as a former Marine, you know who got it. Like, you know who got the you know who knows how to step in the room, who has what we call command presence.
Command of a room, yeah.
In the room. So after seeing Jeff, I said, man, I'm gonna go talk to him. And I pulled Jeff to the side. I said, hey, Jeff, can I talk to you for a second? Coach, you know how we talk. I said, hey, coach, for a second. He said, yeah. I said, listen, you don't know me. You don't know me from Adam, Coach T. I cover the Chicago Bears, but I gotta tell this to you. I gotta say this to you. I said, man, I really appreciate how you speak to men. I said, as a former Marine, I can tell who has it. And I said, it won't be long before you get your shot. I didn't know it was going to be this year and taking over, but I told him that at the Senior Bowl this February. And I wish I would have got his number, because so many people down at the Senior Bowl, I did get their number, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I was, you nervous. You don't feel weird talking to somebody.
Right.
And I didn't want to feel like I was imposing, but I wish I would.
Number, buddy.
Yeah, that would feel like weird. For a situation like that, you kind of wait for them to offer, hey man, take my number. Like Kerry Joseph was like, hey man, take my number.
Or reach out to me anytime you want and we can talk.
Exactly. You got questions, you got questions about something, coach, reach out to me, we can talk. So I mean, he didn't offer, but I didn't ask. But I wish I would have, because I would have been like, man, I would have texted him, be like, hey, when we had that conversation, you in there, you know what I'm saying? But taking it back to Shane, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. The difference between that's a head coaching candidate. Now watch how Jeff does. I don't know who he's going to hire to take over DC, or if he's going to remain a DC. But the dude knows how to go in there like Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. And when he talks, people listen. And that's the difference. That's the difference. So, yeah, man, I was disappointed with Shane. But to bring this thing full circle, I think he, in the last 2 weeks, he got the thing turned around. He's back to being Shane. And the biggest thing with Shane not being Shane, and the question I asked my audience was this: how is Shane going to resolve the conflict between playing in 11 personnel with having DJ, Keenan, and Rome on the field, and doing what he does well, 12 and 13 personnel? Yep. You can't do both.
Nope.
So you got to decide which direction you're going to go. Are you going to be yourself?
Not unless you want DJ Moore or Rome Odunze blocking.
Yeah, you can put. Yeah, I'm saying, you can put Keenan in at the tight end position, or Rome at the tight end position, and still run your offense. But if you want to be 11 personnel heavy and get all three stars on the field at the same time, then that's not what Shane was known for doing. So how is he going to reflect? How's he going to reflect? How is he going to resolve that conflict between what he's known for doing and this pressure in Chicago to get all three dudes on the field? And I think the first few weeks he struggled with that. And then the last half of who do we play prior to Carolina?
Who do we beat?
Whoever we beat it. I'm drawn. I'm having an old man moment. My coffee hadn't kicked in. But either way, that second half of that game, and then this total game, the total game plan for Carolina is how we need to play to win. And if we play that way, I think we, you know what I'm saying, we'll be fine.
The
Rams. There you go. So the second half of the Rams game, and then the full game plan for Carolina, I thought is what we need to get, you know what I'm saying, get done. And I think if he goes into it with that strategy going into the rest of the remaining games, because we play, I think I tweeted, we play the 30th, 22nd. Let me see. I bookmarked the tweet just so you all know. We play our defenses that we go up against over the next few weeks. The Jags, 30th, worst in the Panthers. Commanders, 26th, just above the Panthers. Cardinals, 24th, and the Patriots, 23rd ranked defenses over the next 4 weeks. If he goes into it with that game plan, we should be fine.
Yeah, and one of the things that I said, and I was very adamant about it, and I think you'll be in agreement with me again. I said all last week, I said the Bears better give the Panthers the respect that they deserve. I said, if you go into this game and give them the respect that they deserve, I said, you're going to blow them out.
Right.
I said, and by that I mean you need to prepare for this team as if they're professionals. You need to prepare for this team like they are, like not like the record, like you would prepare. Because at this point, it's not about at this point of the season, it's not about them. It's about us. How well are you preparing? How well are you watching film? How well are you practicing? How hard are you practicing in practice? How many questions are you asking during film? How many of these things are you doing that you would do in a regular game with a team that you're not much more superior than? How much are those things are you doing with a team that you're far superior than? Because if you keep that same work ethic and you keep that same respect that they're professionals too. You got multimillionaires over there too. You got all pros over there too. You got Pro Bowlers over there too. But if you give them the same respect, the talent level from our team to their team is vastly different. Ours is much greater. And I was a little worried when they went down in their second series and scored. But man, I was really, really impressed that after they scored, we went down and scored, and we went on to score 30 points, 30 unanswered points, if I'm not mistaken. Talk to me about the development of Shane Waldron, because he goes. We had some problems the first game. Caleb throws 52 times down in Indy. All right, he dials it back a little bit, and now you're seeing a lot more distribution of the ball from Caleb. The tight ends are being incorporated big time, especially Cole Kmet. Talk to me about that and how important that is to Caleb's development.
Yeah, so me and you were having some kind of dialogue back and forth on Twitter about, you know what I'm saying? I know people extra sensitive about it, about the topic, but we were talking about Jaden Daniels' development, what Cliff Kingsbury's doing in Washington, kind of compared to Shane, right? And, as I look at the tape, right, I kind of try to do my thing on my channel, extinguishing the conversation about, it being a college offense that they're running in Washington. It's not. It's a simplified, intuitive offense is what they're running there, right? And Cliff built that offense off of the run concepts. Like their run concepts in Washington are already at 303 level. I mean, he's running counter, he's running bash, he's running duo. I seen him even run a counter blocking scheme, a GT counter blocking scheme with the guard and tackle. And instead of actually running the running back behind it and going with the pull, he ran bash in the backfield the opposite way. Like he said, ignore the blocking scheme. We're just going to run a lead bash the opposite way. I was like, holy shit, that's next level. I'm still in that. We might put that in this week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's at 303 level already. And what he's doing off of the running game is just asking Jaden to make simple throws off the running game. So say we just talked about GT counter. So if I go GT counter and it's working, then I'll go fake GT counter, quick pass out to the flats. And he's only doing it 20, 25 times a game, but it's so efficient that it's getting them the numbers. As opposed to what Shane was doing the first few weeks. Shane was just lining up and he was running some run plays and running some pass plays and saying, I hope we win. Like it wasn't orchestrated. It wasn't a script. He wasn't telling a story. He wasn't setting things up. So that's how you get yourself in a situation where you have 52 throws, right? Versus, you know what I'm saying? It's not balanced. It's 52 throws. There has to be, and y'all hear Eberflus say this all the time. We have to marry the run game with the pass game. But that's what that is. If I go counter, then I go fake counter and some pass off the counter, not just putting us in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and saying wide receivers win versus their defensive coverage, and Caleb make a great throw every play.
Yeah, but that all has to do with the run game. That has to do if you don't run the ball, you're not going. And that was part of the issue. What do you think changed in the last couple of weeks? Because if you don't run the ball, if you don't establish the run, I know this is old as dirt, as old as football, but if you don't establish the run, all the play action, all the counters, all the stuff off of that, the bootlegs, that doesn't work because no one respects the run. And you and I both know the term. You have to earn the right to rush the passer,
right?
And you got to make those guys consider everything is a run.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what do you think? What has Shane Waldron done different to incorporate to make this running game a lot more formidable. It's not we're not talking the 1980s Nebraska team or anything like that, but we're talking, DeAndre Swift had 70 was it 70 something 80 something yards the other day. He had 120 something total yards. What are they doing now that's different to make that run game a lot more effective? So you can have those bootlegs, you can have those play actions, you can have all these things that suck the linebackers in and make the soft spots a lot bigger behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll preface my answer with this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these young coaches want to reinvent football, man. And this is another thing. It doesn't bother me because I heard it so much, but I don't care if you're in middle school or the pros. Everybody's running the same stuff, right? If they know what they're doing, they're running the same stuff. They're running power, counter, inside, mid, outside zone, bash, toss. Everybody's running the same stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's different for Shane is, and I text Kerry after the Rams game, and I said, hey man, I think y'all found something in the split zone, ironically, right? So split zone where they run zone and the tight end or wide receiver cuts behind the line and goes opposite of the zone, right? Ironically, they found split zone in the game where we played Sean McVay and the Rams. And what run concept, if you ask me to identify one run concept that Sean McVay does or is known for, it's the split zone. So they probably looked across sidelines like, oh man, my mentor, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me, oh yeah, I forgot about that run concept. Let me run split zone. So the second half, matter of fact, the big DJ run, not the big Swift run in the Rams game was a split zone. You see Cole Kmet, I believe it was, go across the back of the formation. And then, you know what I'm saying? Now it creates lanes. It creates lanes in the middle of the cutback lane for the running back to cut off of. But what I like about the split zone concept is that tight end cutting behind the formation. Again, it's one formation, one concept, but 1,000 different concepts. You know what I'm saying? Caleb can give that ball, or that tight end can go in, release into the flats, so you can fake that and throw it to the flats. A simple pass. You don't require a big read. You know what I'm saying? You can run multiple flood concepts off of that. So there's a million things you can do out of that one look that gives you an identity. So, you know, when I hit Kerry, I was like, hey, I think you found something. The emphasis is there is, bro, if that's what's working for you, and that's what I believe you have to do as an offensive football team. Don't come out there and be like, hey, man, yeah, I got a quarterback with a dynamic arm and we just going to sling all over the field. You got to come out there and say, what do we do well up front? Is it bash? Is it counter? Is it power? Is it split zone, mid zone, outside zone? What is it? What is it that my guys can block? And then I build my offense off of that. You know what I'm saying? And then week to week, you add stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you add stuff week to week. Like we're doing right now. Every week, I tell the kids, I say, don't get sick. Don't come up, don't hang out with your girlfriend. Because if you miss practice and I install something and you're not here, you're not going to play, because we add stuff week to week. So that's what they should be doing week to week, evolving this offense into what it's going to be by week 17 and 18. That's how you build your library. That's how you build your playbook as you go. We call it progressive overload or progressive upload.
Guys, we're joined by Coach T from Chicago Bears 360, talking Chicago Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. And my man, Mr. Shorty, says, well said, Coach T. And I agree. And that's the thing, is you got to find out what you're good at and build everything off that. That's your foundation. Yeah. If you're an outside zone team, an inside zone team, if you're, you know what I mean, whatever you, and it's best to base it off the run. You do it when you do it that way, because we can run inside zone. Like one of the guys when I was at Curie, he was one of the best offensive minds I've been around. I was the head coach, play caller, Tyson LeBlanc. Big shout out to Tyson, who's over at Oswego East doing this thing. Man, we every single formation, he'd add different formations, different bunches, different packages, different personnel groups. Every single one we could run inside zone out of. Every single one. We have motion, we have jet sweep, we have shifts. Everybody switch to one side. This guy come back, blah blah. All this salad dressing, and here we run inside zone right up the gut. And that's the one thing. And then he built a whole bunch of stuff off of those shifts, shift, trade, motion, and after all those things, then here comes a guy in a flat. Here comes a guy. Here comes a tight end pop. Here comes that corner. All right, when the safety comes down, here comes that corner route. And he built a whole bunch of different things. We would, like you said, we'd add stuff every week. We'd add stuff, and by the time we got to week 6 or 7, defensive coordinators, man, they have a fit.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
Personnel, I got this personnel. I got this personnel. I got this personnel, and you got to worry about all those different personnels, those formations, and it just made it a nightmare for a lot of players. And I think that's what Shane Waldron's doing, because I like the fact that he's he's incorporated the tight ends. We've seen Gerald Everett a lot more. We've seen Cole Kmet. Man, Cole Kmet is quarterback's best friend is tight end. Yeah, getting loose, and we're running the ball. You talked about that run. He came back from right to left. He hit the dude that his guys. They actually got that DeAndre Swift had to kind of hurdle because this dude was diving because he got chopped by Cole Kmet. And this is the thing that I like about it, is that he's adding stuff. He's not asking Caleb to carry the program yet. All right. We're winning with Caleb right now. We're not winning because of him.
Yeah, and that's okay. And that's okay. Yeah, that's perfectly okay. And I love this saying you mentioned it, the coaches you coach with. If you look at what Andy Reid does in KC, that's all it is. I can sit there and watch the game, bro. I'm like, hey man, he's just running inside mid zone and window dressing in the backfield. And the window dressing is only to get the linebackers to think, because it's only going to make that simple inside zone pop. You know what I'm saying? I'm get the linebackers thinking. So I'm going to go, like you said, shift, motion. I'm going to do all kind of, crazy wackadoo stuff in the backfield. I'm having guys doing pirouettes and 360s. Like, it makes no sense football wise what they're doing, but it's just causing a distraction for the simple, I'm finna punch you in the mouth with inside zone. So what I've seen so far with Shane and what they found is, I thought they were already good. They came out two run concepts I thought they were good at. They were doing running duo good, where you just come straight forward and you get doubles in the middle with your center and guards and tackles and just run forward. And they was usually doing that from under center and this split zone thing. That's all you need right now. That's all you need to do, start with. And like you said, let's go add the window dressing to it. That's going to compromise the secondary and the linebackers, and we off to the races, man. So keep building on that, man. We go crazy. And then paying attention to detail. That's something else. I text Gary. I said, man, bro, I'll pay attention. If the guys will focus on paying attention to the details, and what I mean, hand placement and all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, running routes, crisp, and getting to their landmarks and all that other stuff, this offense could take off, man. And it's okay for us to not win because of Caleb right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, rely on the offense and the weapons, and then let the kid just go enjoy the game. Like, let's not overwhelm them.
Yeah. One of my coaches, I want to shout out JJ Wright. He mentioned that one of his mentors told him this, and it stuck with me forever. And it's football. It's true in football. It's football, and it's true in life. His coach, his mentor told him, he said, if you take care of all the little things, there are no big things.
Yeah.
And you talked about it. Hand placement. All right. Foot placement. All right. Not going off sides, staying on sides, hitting your landmarks, breaking your routes off at 5 yards, not at 3 yards, not at 4.5, not at 6, at 5. Those little things matter, because that you breaking it off at 5 is the difference between you catching the ball just outside the outstretched arms of a defender and the defender picking it and having a pick 6. Those, you're breaking of the route where you're supposed to break it. Those little things are huge, and
especially offensively.
Yes, and I love the way that this offense is really rolling. Talk to me about Caleb. What have you seen in his development from week 1 to now?
Yeah, I here's the thing, man, and I was going to actually do a whole program based off of this title, and it's asking the question: is Caleb on or off schedule for his development? Right. And what I think I'm most impressed with, we all saw the clip of him and Sheldon going back and forth, right? The little exchange of the protection calls. And Sheldon goes, I got fucking fire here. I got fucking fire here. I thought that was funny, bro. I thought that was funny, but that's the key right there. That's the thing that I'm most impressed with, that even if they're not, because what I think was going on right there was Caleb called something, and Sheldon was like, "No, bro, that ain't it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We got too much heat in the middle coming up.
Yeah. I got too much heat up in the middle. We can't go to that. And I think what he was calling 42 and 32, because I talk about so offensive line protection usually it's 5 guys up there, right? So 32, it might be 32 east or west, right? So usually when you go slide protection, you'll go 3 by 2, and you'll slide 3 to the numbers, and they zone blocking, and the 2 have to man up on the backside, right? So if he had heat up the middle, then Sheldon was like, hell no, we can't go to the 30. Yeah, we can't slide right now. I got heat up the middle right now. But what I'm impressed about is he's at least having the conversation, right? And they're putting it on him right now, and he's handling it. He's handling it, right? And that's more than the throws, because the throws we already knew he could do, right? The arm we already knew he had. Mastering the fundamentals, mastering the play calls, mastering the things he didn't do in college. He didn't call elongated NFL play calls in college. He didn't go flex right gun, Y off, 30 sticks, XZ over on 1. He didn't do that. They looked to the sideline. They got a number. Look down at the wristband, or
red
they
47,
just got a
red
number.
47, red 47, ready.
Yeah, red 47. They turned around, he clapped, and they ran the play. You know what I'm saying? So all the things he didn't do in college, he's going through the process of mastering right now, and that's the most impressive part for me. And I'll answer the question. Do I think he's ahead of schedule? I think he's slightly ahead of schedule for where I thought he would be at this point in the season. So great things to come for Caleb. He missed some deep balls early on, but I think those things will start to clean up as a offense when they do what we talked about just a little while ago, Shawn, is they start paying attention to detail. That's him, that's the receivers, that's the O-line, that's everybody, just not Caleb. So I think those things will start hitting for big plays over the next 4 weeks.
I do too. And one of the guys, Cornelius, he mentioned, and I like this too. Talk about his ability to do this. Caleb plays fast.
Oh yeah,
right? He gets, and it's interesting how you saw him a couple of times. He's like, he'd be like, come on, give me the play, and then I think Shane Waldron, and I have to, I got to take my hat off to Shane Waldron. His ability, he was making me look like an ass early because I kept saying that the best acquisition this offseason was Shane Waldron.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of who the quarterback was going to be, the best one was Shane Waldron.
Yeah,
and the play calling was horrible, and man, he had me a little annoyed. But the fact that now he's getting to play in nice and early for Caleb, because Caleb can't sit there and make all those checks and adjustments if you don't have time on the clock.
Exactly.
And so the good thing about Shane is he's got a plan. So as soon as the ball's out, boom, and you're an offensive guy, so you know how you got the field divided up. You have the down and distance, what zone of the field, and then you're going to go. You usually pick your plays. They're already segmented on your call sheet what plays you want. Well, he's getting those plays in quick, and now Caleb's able to get up and say. And now, to your point, his ability to identify defenses and say and make those changes is good. One, it's excellent for Caleb because for him to be able to do that is showing phenomenal growth. But two, and most importantly, they keep the defense in a defense they might not want to be in consecutive plays.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck because if you substitute, defense can substitute. If you don't substitute, defense substitute at your own risk because you might have 12 men on the field. That's a free play.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Shane's development in his ability to get that play early. And Caleb,
not just that. They're getting the calls in faster, but also wise enough, smart enough to go tempo in certain spaces, right? And go understand like, hey, I got the defense on their heels. You know what I'm saying? Our best.
We got them in base. We got them in base defense, and we got them screwed. We got DJ on the linebacker.
There you go. I caught them in base. I got better athletes on the field than they do, and then I'm attacking. So my best ally, especially in keeping those defensive linemen tired, is to go tempo right now. So you know what I'm saying? After 3 straight pass rushes, you don't have the legs. You know what I'm saying? So you want to help your O-line out, go tempo. You know what I'm saying? But also, like you said, take take your audience through play operation. Obviously, you get the play call in. He's using the wristband, but still, then you got to look down and he's going trips right, Z scatter, right, or Z fly, Y off, X, and then starts running as pass concepts. So you go formation, protection, pass concepts, all that other stuff, all the motions, all the shifts. That's long. That's a long play call, right? That's already 5 to 7 seconds. Get to the, you know what I'm saying, right. 10 seconds to get the number. 3 to 4 seconds to get the number in. 5 to 7 seconds. You get to the line of scrimmage, it's 13 seconds. I got to read the safeties. I got to read the front. I got to read the safeties back to the front. Safeties, cornerback depth, leverage. Then I'm looking at the front. Oh, by the way, I just didn't give you the play call. I also gave you a check with the play call. So, you know what I'm saying? I got the play call and I got a check. You don't like what you're saying? Oh, now I got to get through my cadence. Red 86, red 86. Check. Then we go on this run call. Like, it's a lot, man. It is a lot for him to be.
Coach, what do you think? Do you think that he's actually helping him out because of the fact that he gets to play in so early, and you have communication until 15 seconds left, and you'll see him, start making plays. Do you think Shane's like, hey, watch that safety, watch this, watch that. Look at, they might be in a cover two, cover two's disguise with that single high right now. Do you think he's actually helping him up until the 15-second mark, or do you think he maybe just be letting him kind of figure it out himself?
I think if he's smart, he's helping him. But I think the biggest ally he has right now, speaking of Caleb, right? The biggest ally he has right now is that wristband. I'm not even going to lie. You know what I'm saying? The biggest ally he has is that wristband right now. So he should be looking down at his call sheet and being like, hey, like ours. So, for example, ours has the front sheet. You flip it open. You have the back of the front sheet, and then you have the sheet down. So you basically have 3 different cards. He should be looking down, hey, third card, play number 5. You know what I'm saying? Caleb, go read it. He can get there fast and start his cadence. That's his biggest thing. And he should be alerting. Like, to your point, he should be alerting after the play call. You good on that? All right, I heard the play call up to 15 seconds. Alert this, alert that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm seeing field open, too high, or single high. Alert this route, and then leave him alone after that.
Right. Okay.
Don't do what we did to Justin last year and be like, hey, you can't be like overwhelmed with. Give him his play call. Give him 1 or 2 alerts. Hey, I'm seeing too high, field open. So if I have a post route going to between the 2 safeties, you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving a little hint to where it might be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then let them make the decision.
Okay. Yeah. And I was wondering that, if he was getting help, because I thought it would be very beneficial. All right. Because, it's, let's be honest, cover 2 is the same as in at all levels. Cover 3 is the same, but it's the disguises that get you. And
the spinning safeties. Yeah, the spinning safeties.
Yes, the disguises are what gets you. And I think that with him doing that, I think if Waldron's helping him a little bit, as you say, giving him alerts, check this. Yeah. I think it's good because, and the more reps you get, the more you start to see it. And I think that's helping.
I tell fans this all the time, man. Middle school quarterbacks can read cover this pre-snap. They can. Single high safety, they're in man or cover 3, right? Or some odd number covers. Too high, they in some even number covers. 2, 4, 6, whatever. Them spinning, them rotating safeties is what gets you. What the disguises are. When we talk about reading coverages, that's really what it is. So how do you tell when the safety is going to rotate down in the box, or he's down, he's going to rotate he's not rotate out of it? You check his relationship to the hashes, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he has a landmark to get to, and certain landmarks are going to be impossible to get to. You know what I'm saying? So if he's down in the box and he's really not down in the box, he's in the box, but he's outside the hashes, 9 times out of 10, he's finna rotate back. You know what I'm saying? But those details is, it takes experience. It takes reps. You know what I'm saying? And the longer we get in the season, you know what I'm saying, the better off he's going to be. The question is, over these next 4 games, do we win in the process of him developing, right? And I didn't have a problem with the 300-yard game he had in Indy, was it? Whatever game I didn't have a problem with the yardage, but I'm like, look, I'd rather you have 150 yards and we win. You know what I'm saying? I want to win. I want to win while you're developing. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't want us to have another, I don't want a fantasy quarterback. I want a winning quarterback.
And that's the one thing that you can't get to fans because they're so many fans. Because well, he threw for 300 yards, he threw for this, but the bottom line is, did you win? You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. And Caleb gets it. You remember a question was asked. They asked, how long do you think you're going before you wow us? And he was like, I'm not here to wow you. I'm here to win games. And that's the most important thing.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like you people worry about, well, Caleb's gonna be a 4,000-yard passer. I don't give a rat's ass if he's a 4,000-yard passer. If he passes for 3,600 yards and we go 12-5, I'm kind of happy.
They trying to win their bets in fantasy leagues.
And that's the one thing is like people don't get it. If you look at numbers and think, well, yeah, numbers are nice, but numbers aren't the final thing, aren't the thing that you go off of. All right, look at the, I hate to change sports, but look at the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. They have the most wins, but they're still not considered the best team.
Yeah.
All right, look at Dan Marino. Dan Marino's, how many Super Bowls does he have? You know what I mean? Like numbers aren't everything. It's about winning. Again, I'm gonna change sports on you. Hawk Harrelson, my former White Sox announcer, would always tell you about the guys who had all these home runs. Because don't tell me how many you got. Don't tell me how many you hit. Tell me when you hit them.
Right.
All right. That's the most important thing. Are you converting third downs? Are you getting, when the defense gives you a short field, are you converting those into turnovers? Yeah, that's only a 25-yard touchdown pass. All right, it's only 25 yards in your stats, but that's huge. It's in relation to the game, and that's what I'm liking. I'm seeing about him. They're getting very efficient. Let's go to the other side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about this defensive front and what Eric Washington has meant to this front four.
I'll tell you about the defensive line is overperforming, and I can't think of the kid's name. Herb interviewed him on their pod the other day. Man, the new guy from Seattle,
Darrell Taylor,
man, surprise addition, and I think he brought an unrecognized extra punch to the defense. The defensive line is overperforming, right? So far this season, they're overperforming. And this is what I'll say about this next 4 games, right? Especially the Washington game. Because the Washington game, I believe, is going to be a big test of our defensive front because their game plan is so much built on running the ball, right? Stop the run, like you said, earn the right to rush the passer. Right now they're overperforming, and that's going to be the test of our success in this defense throughout the season. If they can continue to overperform up front and stop people's run game, then we should go on the run. We should be pretty good. If they can't stop the run, then it's going to be a problem. Now, Eric Washington's impact on that, if he has the defensive line, and because of him, he's putting extra emphasis on attention to detail, running to the ball, gap discipline, playing your run fits. You know what I'm saying? He's adding twists and stunts in there on pass rushing downs. He's adding slants to the strength and away from the strength, right? He's studying tendencies and giving Flustat extra level of eyes and detail on what to call. Then by all means, man, he's killing it. He's killing it. Honestly, they brought him in here to be a de facto D-line coach because he's not calling the defense. So right now, you can credit him with killing it right now because although we have some dudes, everybody was looking for another dude, a big name to line up opposite Sweat. But I'll take a step back and say this too. Most fans only look for sacks. I look for, one, how we're stopping the run, 2, how we're commanding the line of scrimmage in the run game. And those guys don't get pushed back a whole lot. They don't, I can't wait to get Pickens back too because his hallmark card was being a run stopper, not, he's not going to be a big sack guy, but he's a guy you can bring in there and put in there with Billings that sturdies up the middle a little bit more, that doesn't allow for a big run yardage on first. Like, we haven't seen ourselves just get bullied by anybody yet.
No.
And that's a great thing.
And one score games that we've lost. And there are plenty of opportunities for us to win and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. We just didn't do it. Yeah, I was my second best acquisition, in my opinion, was Eric Washington. This defensive line is crazy, and we haven't even heard Sweat's name called on a consistent basis. And that's because Gervon Dexter. Talk to me about that dude and your assessment of his development, and and wondering if, and everyone was wondering, is he going to take the next step?
Nah, he's there. He's there. Like we've mentioned Gervon Dexter's name more than we've heard Montez Sweat. And that's not a bad thing. I'm telling you, that's not a bad thing, because the pressure is coming from the inside. We're getting this. I don't know where we rank in sacks, but the sacks and the pressures are coming from the inside. Sweat's numbers are going to come. You got to keep in mind, he's coming off a year where he led 2 teams in sack numbers. So he's going to get a lot of attention. He's going to get a lot of chips and all. You heard him in one mic'd up series and say, he's like, man, hey, take me 1-on-1, bro. Y'all need a chip. Y'all got to chip me, bro. Y'all got, so you're getting the double teams a lot. And that matters. But what is happening on the other 4 guys, it's crazy, because me and the head coach got into it at practice day yesterday, right? Because I'm like, hey, man, we can't go down the field with 5-man protection. And he's like, why? And I'm like, coach, because we don't have them dudes up front. He was like, well, it's 4 versus 5. We should be able to block 4 versus 5 and win. And I was like, listen to me. We don't have them dudes up front. So if I shift the protection to they star and I have to double one dude, now that just leaves me, you know what I'm saying? It leaves me manned up with the other 3 dudes. You don't think these other 3 dudes are going to win a matchup? No, I need an extra man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the essence of football right there. You want to run something down the field, it has to be blocked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what's happening with Sweat. Sweat is getting double teamed. So the other 3 dudes are manned up. So Gervon should be going crazy right now.
And he is 4 sacks in 5 games. I'm like, think about that. That's double-digit sacks. When you get a double-digit sack from your 3 tech,
come on, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Taylor's getting his 1-on-1s. Everybody should be eating. If so, fans look at it this way. If Sweat, because this is what fans do. You know this. Fans will go, man, Sweat is having a down year. His numbers are down.
He got that contract and he's not playing up to he got no sacks.
Look, are the other dudes eating? It's probably because he's getting double.
Yep.
I just say it. Just take a look. Before we run with these narratives, man. It's just crazy, man. I'm like, take a look. You gotta know where to look, man.
Yeah, you really do. Because if you don't know where to look,
ultimate team sport.
If you just look at the numbers don't tell the whole story, like you said, and people are going to complain about his numbers being down, but no one's going to say, hey, well, maybe it's why other guys' numbers are up. You don't look at it that way, because you talk this fantasy football world that we live in. It's all about numbers, and that's not football. Football is not about. It's about matchups. It's about understanding. It's about playing off of each other, and it's about, you said, being the ultimate team sport.
Yes, sir.
And what's going to happen is you're going to have to start double teaming Gervon Dexter. Yeah. He's getting a sack every game. He had a sack. He had 2 half sacks in this last game, giving him a whole sack. He had the fumble recovery. This dude he's around the ball.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
let's go. Yeah, I was going to say, man, let's dive into that, right? Because when you said that, I visual. Like, what does he play predominantly? 3 technique. Mm-hmm. So outside out of guard, who's coming? Who's going to double him? It's going to be the guard and tackle combo. So what's going to happen is that end is probably going to get a tight end. You know what I'm saying? The end to his side probably they say if a team comes in and says, hey, man, you know what? Maybe the league has underestimated this dude, but we're going to double Dexter with a tackle with the guard. He's outside out of guard in 3 technique. So we're going to double him with the tackle and the guard, and we'll leave Taylor, for example. They'll say, hey, Taylor is the guy we think we can handle in 1-on-1. Taylor got to eat.
Good luck.
Taylor got to win.
Well, you saw when they did the Montez Sweat. Remember, he had that sack, strip, forced fumble. In the locker room, he's like, I felt disrespected.
And the crazy part about that, Shawn, is the thing I can say this about as an offensive coordinator, O-line coach, is you all the time can't control the side that the tight end combo block is on. You're just calling the game, right? So say we would ideally like to, if we block the tight end, ideally opponents would like to do that with Taylor. But when in the heat of the game, you can't be like, oh, damn. Because guess what? What if he normally plays on the left side and they switched him to the right side, vice versa? That's something you can't control.
Right.
So you're at the mercy of, you know what I'm saying, chance at that point. And that's when it gets cool. That's the chess match of football. It's like, damn, man, I just got it wrong that time.
Yeah, it's why it's a chess match. You win some, you lose some, and you gotta
go play the next play, man.
Yeah. Talk to me about, before we let you go, talk to me about Coach Eberflus. What how good of a job do you think he's doing? And is his seat getting warm at all?
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you, the verdict is still not out. Because I gotta go back to the Shane thing, with Shane needing permission to coach his guys hard and hold them accountable. As the head coach, how does that happen?
Yeah.
I'm talking about coach. We talking about the locker room. We talking about the meeting room. We talking about how football is coached and the culture of football, right? I know I'm just a high school coach. But listen, when I return back to the sidelines, Shawn, how long do you think it took me to start yelling and getting on people's ass?
Probably about one series.
First thing that was wrong. It took you hear my voice is half hoarse now. It took no time to be like snap back into that mode. Boom.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? We didn't teach it this way. So I'm trying to figure out, what did we do all training camp? Was Hard Knocks a distraction? Because how culturally was it not already emphasized? We're coaching guys hard. We're coaching to accountability. We're holding guys accountable to doing their job. I got to look at Eberflus for that, right? The other thing that I'm seeing, because you feel things, because when you've been in those environments, you feel things. I think there's been a little bit too much conversation. Like, players been a little bit more outspoken this year than they were last year too, right? It's been a little bit more in the media, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Speaking out, like, man, like, oh, we had to have a team leadership meeting, blah, blah, blah. Usually that stuff is kind of kept in the house, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom, you know, DJ letting things slip here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff culturally, think about a Belichick team. Right. It's ironclad. It's buttoning up. Ain't nothing leaking out. We ain't giving away nothing. You know, on to Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Media ask a question. They ask a detailed question. You give them a 50,000-foot answer. We just didn't block well. You know what I'm saying? We got to run better. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm liking Eberflus, but the point that Shane had to coach him harder, that's on Eberflus.
Yeah.
Because if you're, especially if you're with the offensive guys to help Caleb, all right, with your defensive perspective, you should see how he's being coached. And you should also say, hey, listen, I need you tougher. I need you more. I need more foot and ass on these guys when they mess up a route. Yeah. It's not all rosy. It's not all, okay, great. It can't all be positive. You're going to have to come down and you're going to have to get in somebody's face and let them know about themselves in a very not so nice way, because football is the alpha sport of alpha sports. And they're all big boys and they can take it. And you know what? The great ones want the coach to be unfiltered, because now there's no confusion. When you tell me exactly what the hell I did and you came on me and then my teammates get on me, I understand. All right, there's no confusion whatsoever. And
no ambiguity.
Yeah,
there's no room for ambiguity in football, bro, especially offensively. I tell my players all the time on offense, I said, man, listen, offensive football is so difficult to get a first down in football. You have to have 11 dudes doing their job at the same time. You have to practice. Like when we go through our walkthroughs, pregame, the day before the game, I tell a guy, I say, I want this shit to be perfect. Especially if we're running on air, If we're running on versus air, there's no reason for a play not to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Catch the ball with your hands, secure
ball
it,
hit the ground,
to the right spot. What is the reason why this play can't be? The opponent is not over there. I'm like, oh, coach on that bullshit. I'm gonna be on it. I'm gonna stay on it because, like, I hate to go there, but I gotta describe what happened this past week. Well, because of hurricane, we had to play 3 games in 7 days, right? Wow. So the walkthrough and the pregame the day before walkthrough and practice was bullshit. We come out and we go down 12-0. Sailing balls over kids, playing missing blocking assignments, throw an interception, run for a pick 6. Just ass. Go down 12-0. Oh, go in halftime, get a whole speech, come back out 16-12. 16, 2 touchdown rally, go unanswered, come back from behind. I said, listen, man, bro, I told y'all yesterday, y'all look like ass, and you're going to come out and it's small attention to detail. And because you don't lock in, that's what you have. And that's what we have to do. Chicago Bears, you have to have those coaches that emphasizing the details, nothing. Lineman steps wrong, like we said earlier, you step wrong, you step to the wrong spot. You're supposed to take a power step, bucket step, and power step or trigger step. Do the right things.
You do all those things and things, you have a much better chance of winning than when you freelance. So you're not tight on your fundamentals, and fundamentals doesn't matter, and everything is paramount, especially in this game. And like I said, I hope. I was looking kind of funny at Chris Morgan because he's our run game coordinator, and our run game wasn't getting off earlier. And I thought, and let me know your thoughts before we let you go. Do you think there could be a situation, a little disconnect between Chris Morgan and Shane Waldron? Because Shane Waldron did not select Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan was here.
Yeah, that's the path I was going when I was trying to diagnose what was going on the first few games. I was just so we talk about the run game being married with the pass game. You saw Chris Morgan over there with a call sheet on the sideline. Now, he might just be holding the call sheet because he's holding the call sheet and he's actually not calling the run plays. He's just calling the call sheet to check off, what possibly could be working, what possibly couldn't. But when we were trying to diagnose what was going on, I was like, hold on a second. What was the purpose of promoting a guy to run game coordinator when everybody else is fired? Now, actually, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not the offensive coordinator. I'm the run game coordinator. But I just give my inputs and install run concepts. I look at the film and say, this is when, like, for example, when we first got there, all we ran was inside zone. All right, now I'm evaluating players and saying, hey, can I run counters? Can I pull guards and tackles? All right, this opponent, would that help us right here? Okay, now I install the concept and I go to the offensive coordinator, head coach, and say, hey, it's installed. They're ready to go. Boom, I think we can get away with this week, right? So what was he doing? Like, was he actually calling the plays, or was he actually installing stuff? Because it seemed weird. I didn't see split zone until the Rams game.
Right.
I hadn't seen it until then.
Right.
So what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in that role for real? That seemed weird to me. And the first 2 games, it didn't look like Shane's stuff. That's what I'm saying. So, and I was like, okay,
receivers had 11 personnel in there. Like,
yeah, I'm like, that don't look like Shane at all.
You got tight ends in here. Why aren't they being used? Yeah,
right. I broke down at least 3 games from Shane in Seattle last year before I knew he was coming to the Bears. I was comparing him to Luke Getsy, and I was like, yeah, this is what offensive coordinator looked like. So I took the top 4. I took 4 of the top coordinators from last year, and I was trying to compare for fans for my channel and say, this is what a top 4 scripts look like compared to what Luke Getsy is giving us, right? So I knew just off initial look and feel, I'm like, this is not his stuff. This has to be Simo stuff. But Simo, what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you? I don't, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? So if I had to guess, because we went back and we got the split zone stuff going, he might have took a low key demotion during this time. They might have said, no, Shane probably went in the room with Flus and like, hey man, this 2 chefs in 1 kitchen shit is not working for me.
Yeah.
And you know how that goes, Shawn, in the coach's room. When you got 2 chefs,
oh yeah.
That's like, even for me, after I give my inputs, after we have our initial discussion about, hey man, like, all right, this is what we got coming up. This is what like pretty much I say the majority of our run concepts are already in. But after we have the initial conversation about what we need to put in, I put it in, I make sure the kids are blocking it properly. They're coming off the ball, they're using proper leverage and all that stuff. And then I leave the offensive coordinator alone. I say it's in, it's done. Coach, I think they can do it. I get the hell out the way. Because when I'm a coordinator, I don't want nobody messing with me. Give me the ingredients and get the hell out the way. So I think that's probably what they probably had a conversation. And Shane was like, look, bro, I can't do this shit. You go sit over there. Give me the ingredients. Let me cook. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Just let me know when they're ready. Just let me know when they're ready and it's installed, and then I'll take it from there.
Yeah, I'll take it from there. I'll decide when we call it, what we call it, you know, because Simo, Simo, I'm like, hey, I want to be cool. I want to run speed option now.
Yeah, on 4th down.
What the hell is that? Hey, Simo, give me a call. Yeah, speed option. What? You're the run game coordinator. Was it not a run?
And 4 your starting offensive linemen are on the ground. What the fuck was that?
People, was it a run? Yes. Who was the run game coordinator? Simo. Who's responsible for that? I'm just saying.
Yeah. And dude, I just deleted it because I had that picture still on that 4th and then on that 4th down in Indy, and all 4 of the 5 offensive linemen are on the ground, and Matt Pryor's chasing his dude. That's nuts. So, hey, Coach T, great stuff, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time. But do me a favor before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Y'all know what it is, man. I'm not as active, man, because we mid-season. We got 6 more weeks to go. But I'm on Bears Twitter, Bears 360 _ Coach T. I don't remember no more. Yeah. And we're also on YouTube, man. Catch me when you catch me, man. This is Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T, man. We having as much fun as we can have with it right now.
Yeah, and believe me, I know.
Active after the season, man.
Yeah, I know. It's I had a opportunity. A buddy of mine must be one of my old coaches from college. Is like, hey, do you want to know if one of the local colleges here was looking for coaches? He's like, you might be interested. I'm like, yeah, let me think about it. I'm like, it's a lot of work. It's the middle of the season. I'm like, I'm doing Bears stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I'd be good for it. Right now, if I did that, it'd have to be like from spring ball to at least training camp in the summer. You know what I mean? That's the work. That's the latest I could join in. But I'd much rather be there in spring ball and training
camp.
To
jump in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I don't know personnel. I don't know, I don't know personalities. I don't know nothing. So
yeah, man.
Yeah,
no, I'm having so much fun, man. Being back, the light is back on, man. It's so much fun. So much fun watching film and preparing. You know what I'm saying? Coming up with game plans, man. So I'm back, man. I'm never going back. I'm never going back. Y'all will lose me on Bears media before I go back to not coaching, bro. That I don't know how I survive without it.
Yeah, it's great. I know I miss coaching a lot. I miss my kids and the young men that I coached. And one of the guys about a month and a half ago, it was his birthday, and I just put him on on text on Facebook like, hey, happy birthday, and he sent me a direct message back. He was like, hey, coach, he goes, you're the best coach I ever had on and off the field.
That's why you do it, man.
I almost cried.
That's how you do it.
I got teared up, and I was like, man, that's what it's about, man. These are black and brown kids, who
man,
you influence, and that's, it's not about football. It's about being young men and, young men of color. And I'm glad to see so many of them doing well. And I love it. I miss it like crazy. I do.
Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned that because the Hurricanes headed for Tampa right now, man.
Yeah.
And my daughter called me and she said, yeah, such and such and such and such, they all coming to help us. You know what I'm saying?
Is that where she's at? Right around Tampa?
Yeah. So she was saying like a lot of my former players, they're all
no way
each other out, and they're going to get to safety together. So They're going to be,
Oh,
you
man,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
awesome.
She said, I had a bunch of them call me and check on me, Dad. So we're good. We're all going to USF and blah, blah, blah. So that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man,
Dude,
it
that's
pays
awesome.
off. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. All right, man. I'll let you go, but we will be in touch soon and bear down,
For
baby.
sure, man.
We got to get this dub on Sunday morning.
For sure. We got to get up nice and early, too.
Yeah.
Somebody need to text me Saturday and say, don't forget.
And don't go out drinking. That's what I
Yeah.
got. Like, man, no drinking Saturday night. Like, okay.
Yeah. That's an early wake up, man.
It's early for you. It's earlier for us. It's 8:30.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I got some bars open up at 7. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Cool,
bars
man.
open at 7 is crazy.
Yep, it is. It
All
is.
right, man.
All right, man. We'll talk later. Thanks.
All right. Peace.
All right. Guys, that's Coach T from Chicago Bears 360 talking Bears with us. Great stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. It was awesome. An awesome interview with him. Love having him on talking football. Well, man, just so you know, 2 hours is come and gone. Want to thank Coach T for his time here, joining me today, talking Bears football. It's great talking to you guys. Loving baseball talk, basketball talk, hockey talk. This is the time of year. This is the time of year where I would love to be talking all 5 teams. Probably 6 now with the Sky. All right, and hopefully in the upcoming years, at this time of the year, early October, I'm able to talk about all 5 teams. All right, I'm able to talk all 5 teams. That would be dope. That's what I'm looking forward to. We got some work to do. Yeah, Shorty. Oh, damn. He said your home is about to take a hit in Bradenton. Man, thoughts and prayers, man, going out to you, Shorty. Goodness gracious. Man, I can't even imagine. It said it's probably the worst one of the century. That's crazy. Some people are staying. My ass have been gone. They're shutting down the Tampa airport today. That's what they're saying. So a lot of craziness going on. Thoughts and prayers. Keep the people on the west coast of Florida and the Bay Area. Keep them in your prayers. Because people are getting out. They're trying to get out. They're going to go to southern Florida, or trying to fly out and get out of there. So, yeah. Shorty, take care, man. If you're down there, so take care. Hopefully you're driving up out of that craziness. And yeah. Plank, thanks a lot, Papa. He says, sorry, been away from the keys. Thanks, Coach T. Thank you, Shawn. Great show as always. Sports owners. Peace. Be safe, everyone. Bear down. Bear the freak down, baby. Guys, I'll see you on Friday. This show will be replayed today at 6 p.m. Central Time. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. It's a little nippy. It's hoodie weather, baby. It's hoodie weather. So it's nice out here in the shot. All right. So everybody at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. I am out.